everyone, welcome back to another Jazz Drum Q-Tip of the Week. My name, of course, is Quincy Davis, and I got a question for you. Did you miss me? I hope you missed me because I was gone for a while. Yes, I had a great summer. I met many of you through Zoom lessons. I had a jazz drumming seminar. By the way, keep an eye out for another one, maybe around Christmas or so. It was incredible. But then I got really busy traveling, and then now it's the beginning of the school year. Between all that stuff, I had to take some time. But nonetheless, I am back, and I'm better and badder than ever. So you guys better be ready. I got some great stuff in store for you this fall. I got some new exercises, handouts, some great videos, of course, including this one today. This warm-up was a game changer when I discovered it. And I am not kidding when I say that. When I started doing this warm-up, it really helped me with my speed, my control, my overall tone, my fluidity, so many things that it helped me with. So you definitely want to stick around for that. I just want to remind you, I have a digital download store where you can actually download today's free PDF. Yes, I said free. It's free because I want you to get this warm-up, and I think it could change the game for you as well. But along with that warm-up, that free PDF that you can find on my digital download store, you can also find many other exercises and handouts and play-alongs that a lot of drummers have found helpful, and I think you will too. All right, so jumping into today's lesson, this drum warm-up was a game changer when I discovered it, and it still helps me today. I use it all the time. So if you guys are ready to get into this dang lesson, then you need to let me know by saying what? By saying what? Let's go! All right, so as I mentioned in the intro, there's a free PDF that goes along with this lesson. So you want to download that, pause the video, download that, and then come back. And we're going to actually do this exercise, this warm-up, together, all right? And you can use a drum, you can use a pad, you can use a head, your legs, a coffee mug, whatever you want to use. Whatever, you just got to get to it, however you got to get to it. So the first question I want to ask you is why warm up? Or maybe the first question I'm going to answer, why warm up? Well, when you're young, you don't have to think about it as much because your muscles are a little more malleable. You can look that one up. But as we get older, right, we get stiffer and we're more prone to injury. 1, 2, we're just not as nimble as we were when we were younger, right? So it's something that you should start to get into the habit of as soon as possible, even for you young drummers, okay? Another question that you might have for me is, should you use a drum or a drum pad? And first of all, I just want to say, just do it. Just like working out. Sometimes people get so caught up in the, should I eat this, or when should I work out? How long should I? Just do it, first of all, okay? Let's get that out the way. Secondly, I personally use a drum. Sometimes I use a pad sometimes. And it depends on if I'm at home, then I often will warm up on a actual drum, which is a real feel of how what kind of rebound I'm going to get. But when I'm traveling, which is quite a bit, I use a drum pad, obviously, and that works just as well. Sometimes you may want to use a non-rebounding surface, like you can even use your leg, right? Or a pillow, or the hard side of a drum pad, just like this one. This is a drum pad I use by Vic Firth. Yes, thank you, Vic Firth. And so this side is less rebounding, right, than the other side, which is a rubber pad. So, but either way, they are all effective. It's just a matter of doing it. All right, another question that many drummers have is, should you use regular size sticks? These are my personal sticks. If you're interested, check out my website. Link will be down below, by the way. Or should you use big-ass sticks like these, right? These are marching sticks. And honestly, I love using these when I feel like I need to kind of really wake up my wrists if I haven't been playing for a while. And I go in and out of different phases. Sometimes, certain periods I use the big sticks more often. And other periods I use the small sticks. It depends on what you feel helps you get warm the most effective. Okay, so they both work. Again, I'm going to go back to Nike. Just do it either way. Okay, and the main thing is that after you finish your warm up, you want to feel warm and you want to feel ready, just like I always say at the beginning of the video. So you want to make sure you're feeling good, and whichever sticks, do that for you. Go with that. This is just a video and a lesson showing you exactly what my personal warm-up is, but everyone's is going to be a little different. But I also want to say, make sure you have objectives. Everybody say objectives. Objectives. You got to have objectives. Don't just be warming up just to warm up, okay? And you're going to see from the PDF that you've downloaded by now, right? Free, by the way. Make sure you do that. That I'm very objective oriented as to why I'm choosing certain exercises to use as a warm-up. All right, so we're going to get into those objectives now. Are you trying to just get speed? Are you trying to gain more control? Are you trying to gain more power, fluidity? What are your goals, and what are you doing exactly for those goals? Which exercises are you doing for those goals? Right? So if you have an exercise and you're thinking about your goal as you're playing, just like the gym, right? If you're working out your biceps, but you're thinking about your thighs, right? Or your hamstrings, it's not going to be as effective. So it's that mind, muscle, hand connection is very important. All right? So that's the setup, and now we're actually going to get into my warm-up. All right, here we are. And we're going to jump into this warm-up, and I'm going to try to talk through it a little bit. But for all of these, do them until you feel good. Personally, what I do is this first exercise, which is power, right? Think about it. I'm doing it for the power and engaging my wrists. So I'm not using any fingers, only wrists. That's why it's not that fast. Speed is not the goal here. Okay, and I do it for about 2 minutes, and then I stretch, and we'll do that. I'll show you exactly how I stretch. All right, here we go. These you can add feet patterns to them or not, whatever you want to do. I'll add a foot pattern, just a basic foot pattern, just so we can keep time together. Here we go. One, da 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 da. 1, 2, E and the ready and the play and the. Really, again, focusing on using my wrists. And notice the stick height. Okay, and normally I would go a lot longer, probably 1.5 to 2 minutes, often thinking about a song. That way I'm also thinking about musical aspects of playing while I'm warming up. So after I do that, I feel my wrists, I feel like the blood is really running nicely to my wrist and to my hands, and I take advantage of that and I stretch. If you've ever seen me play at a gig, you'll see me stretch. For quite a while. I'll play some and then I'll stretch. And it's just like an athlete getting ready for battle, right? Getting ready to play. You never start playing cold. Otherwise, you could hurt yourself. So I'm really stretching, and I'm really focusing on stretching these tendons here in my forearm, right? All these kinds of stretches. There's no specific stretch that I'm not a physical therapist, so I'm not going to say, hey, do this. This is going to get this kind. But you know when you're stretching your muscles effectively and your tendons effectively. Stretch your fingers. I also do a lot of massaging, especially this area, the web of my thumb. I do all kinds of stuff, right? And I'll do the big muscles and all kinds of stuff. And it just feels good. And it's very therapeutic in my practice session. And then I'll do it again. Yes, I'll do it again, but a little faster. Also, notice the stick height that I'm trying to go for. Again, this is focusing on power. So I'm trying to play as strong and powerful as possible. It's important not to start too fast because you're not warmed up yet. But now that we're a little bit more warmed up, we can go a little faster. So that'll be the tempo. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E. 1, 2, 3, Stay relaxed. Don't tense up. And keep that stick height. You should be feeling the burn a little bit now. We're going to stop here and stop. All right, good. So just because we're playing at a maximum volume and we're lifting to a maximum height doesn't mean we can sacrifice the quality, the evenness, or the technique. Do not tense up. And make sure you don't start using your fingers to make it easier, okay? And then we stretch again. If you're not feeling any burn in your wrist, then you're not doing it correctly, okay? All right. And I would normally take a little more time to warm up or to stretch. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to keep it moving. So this one, I call this control. This focuses on, these are objectives, right? When you see these titles in above each exercise, those are my objectives. This next one, control and precision, is actually my single stroke pyramid, right? Where I'm focusing on, there's the power, but then control, right? And the precision comes in with making sure we're keeping up with this pyramid of all the different groupings going on, right? And keeping our wherewithal within the big form of how many measures? It's 8 measures, right? So being precise in all of that, while having the control to hit that first note strong with power and with our wrist, and then come down. And I'm still mostly using my wrist, though it's more of a relaxed stroke for the non-accented notes. That's the idea, okay? So we'll do it at that tempo. Let's see. And I give you a general tempo marking, but, you know, you create your own tempo markings. Here we go. 1, 2, Whoa. Right, the last one. So, and by the way, the single stroke pyramid is simply, and I'm sure many of you have done this already, the twist is that we're accenting really strong, then coming way down and playing all of the non-accent notes as quiet as possible. There's the control. Be aware it's going from 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 6, all the way down to 1 and then back up. That's thus the pyramid. But on the way up, when you get to, you go 6, 6, and then you do 7, and then you do 9, so that it gets us back to 1. Just be aware of that, okay? Let's do that again now. And also, as I said, all these, we can have different feet patterns. Maybe I'll do a bossa nova foot pattern. Here we go. 1, 2, Center of the drum. Ah. And you should do it many times. And I'm telling you, especially when you get up to the faster tempos, when you do that at that tempo, I'm telling you, you're going to feel so much more control in all of everything you do, no matter what you play. Okay? And then the last one I want to do with you is for control, fluidity, and what? Speed. Everyone wants to play fast. Well, I'll tell you now, I am not the fastest drummer. I might be the slowest drummer in the world. And it's okay with me because I like to play with clarity and with precision and fluidity. I put those above speed. I'm not so concerned with speed. Now, other drummers, that's their main thing. They love playing with a lot of speed. And that's great. If you got it, do it. As long as you can do it with clarity, precision, and good fluidity. And you can do it ultimately. We're always trying to be musical with everything we do. Okay, so all this is we're going from singles to doubles to singles to paradiddles. And the paradiddles, we can use accents or non-accents. So in this case, we'll do it both ways. We'll do it with no accents, and then we'll also do it with accents. Okay, and here again, we're going for control, fluidity, and some speed. Here we go. So this is faster than all the others, but we don't have to go overly fast to get the benefits of this exercise. Let's start there. 1, 2, 1, 2, doubles, singles, paradiddles, singles, and stop. Okay, and I forgot to say the other goal of this is to try to play as evenly as possible. And I'm using my wrist and my fingers, though I'm only engaging my fingers as much as I need to keep as precise and clean as possible. So, and as we get faster, we'll probably engage our fingers a little bit more, right? So that was without accents. I'm going to do it again, same tempo, but with accents on the paradiddles, okay? So you can hear what that sounds like. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. By the way, all you guys, Tom Carr, Crazy Ned in Spain, Eric, Puente, good hooking up with you today. All you guys, everybody, make sure you're playing right in the center of the drum. Ooh, the difference is huge. I hope you can hear that in the video. So even when you're not looking, you should be listening. If you hear that funny off, those overtones, that means that you're not in the center. So just be really aware of that. Digga, 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 digga. Ready? 1, 2, with those accents. As even as possible. A little faster. Last time. All right. So, and as you probably experienced, as you're getting faster, it gets harder and harder. I know I said it's good to practice on both the drum pad and the drum. There's benefits of both. When you're on a drum, there's no hiding. And that's why there's no replacement for actually playing a drum. And you can really hear how even or how uneven your strokes, right? Your sixteenths are. So don't forget to practice on an actual drum, even though maybe a lot of your warming up in your hand exercises are on a pad, okay? So I hope this helps you and gives you an idea of maybe a more effective way to think about your warm-up, whether you use this specific warm-up or you take some concepts of this warm-up, or you have a completely different routine that you've created for yourself or you got from somewhere else. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you're objective oriented, and you're really making sure that after you finish your warm-up, those objectives have been met. Okay? That's so important. And again, this drum warm-up was a game changer for me when I discovered it, and it possibly could be for you as well. So until the next time, enjoy this, have fun, practice hard as always, but what? Practice smart. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.